Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's Tuesday review video, we're going to look at this new foundation by Sephora collection. This is their Best Skin Ever Longwear Foundation. It says it has anti-pollution in it. Ooh. So this bottle costs $25 Canadian at Sephora, which is a pretty good price, but you do get less than a fluid ounce. You get a little bit less than your typical foundation, but it is pretty affordable for a foundation at Sephora. Mine is in the shade 08Y. They do have a little shade matcher thing on the website, and I use that and I put in my Fenty shade, and this shade actually does match me pretty much exactly, so if you need to use a shade matcher, go for it, but honestly, I think you can probably guess, because they do have quite an extensive shade range for this. On the back of the bottle, it says medium buildable coverage for the look of naturally perfected skin, enriched with algae extracts and hyaluronic acid, provides anti-pollution benefits and 12-hour hydration, clinically proven to reduce signs of stress and fatigue. It's just one of these sort of pump bottles. If we take a look at it on the Sephora website, it comes in 50 shades. Now, from the little swatches here on the website, a lot of the shades do look exactly the same, but I'm sure that because a lot of them say that they're different undertones, that they would be different in person, but on the website, honestly, a lot of them look very much the same. What it is, a medium coverage, natural finish foundation with a long-wearing anti-pollution formula that hydrates the skin for up to 12 hours and is infused with skincare benefits. Coverage medium, finish natural, formulation liquid, hyaluronic acid, red algae extract, brown algae extract. What else you need to know? Best Skin Ever liquid foundation delivers a second skin effect and provides lasting hydration while covering imperfections. Its formula is clinically shown to reduce signs of stress, fatigue, and usage over time is proven to make skin smoother, more even, and more radiant. Oh, the bottle is made from 30% recycled glass. I didn't know that. That's cool. So I find the consistency of this foundation to be quite weird, because it actually does apply rather thick, but then it's almost like you put it on and the coverage just kind of disappears. Like, I'm typically more of a light coverage foundation kind of girl anyway, but if I'm going to have light coverage, I want it to be a very thin formula, whereas I put this on and it felt really thick, but then the coverage just kind of disappears as you're putting it on. So, if you watched last week's Tuesday review video when I reviewed the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream, in my demo day, I was having allergies, so it was sort of pilling and looked like it was clinging to dry skin, but it doesn't really do that on non-allergy days, whereas I felt like this foundation was pilling like those little balls of foundation, if you will, all over my whole face today, and it just wasn't sitting right. If I had reviewed this foundation immediately after putting it on, I would have told you I hated it, because not only was it pilling and it didn't look natural, but my skin felt so dry and so tight. Like, I felt like, you know, when you come out of the shower or something and you don't moisturize your face immediately and your skin is so tight because the water from the shower sucked all the moisture out of your skin, then you're just like, ugh. That's what it felt like. It says it hydrates, but I'm telling you, right after I put this on, I was so dry. Fortunately, throughout the rest of the day as I've been wearing this, I feel like it's gotten better, and it looks more natural. Maybe it's just like as my skin's natural oils has come through, it's sort of mixed with the foundation and made everything look a little more even, a little more natural, and now it's sitting on my skin quite nicely, and based on this look, I actually do like how it looks. But overall, like, I'm just not enamored of this foundation. Like, I feel like it's trying to do like a Too Faced Born This Way type thing, and it's just not really pulling the punch like it wants to. I feel like calling it Best Skin Ever was shooting a little high. I would call this foundation maybe a Your Skin But Better, but even then, it's really only if your skin has that ability to like work through it and make it look more natural. So if you have really dry skin, I really feel like you wouldn't like this. And honestly, the more I think about it, I really am not sure who I would recommend this to, because like, it didn't do anything to help my oil on my forehead anyway. It didn't look awful. I did powder just a little bit before shooting this video because I was quite reflective, but I don't know, like, it doesn't look bad, but I can't think of who I would recommend it to because I just don't love it. I feel like there are so many other foundations that do what this is trying to do better. Even, like, the Maybelline, no, it's not Maybelline, what is it, L'Oreal Lumi, yes, Lumi, in sort of like the hourglassy shaped bottle from the drugstore. I feel like if you just use a matte powder with that, because you don't want the glow, maybe you want the glow, but if you don't and you just use a matte powder, like, I feel like that's sort of what this is trying to do. It just doesn't quite get there for me. My skin does still feel dry, and I don't really know why it feels so dry, because I've been doing a lot of hydrating stuff lately, you know, drinking all my water, putting on all my creams, and I just, like, I don't know how to explain to you that it's not a bad foundation. Like, I've definitely tried awful foundations, but I just can't think of anything particularly spectacular about it. And I was tempted originally, before I even did this video, to be like, well, the price point is pretty great. $25 for a foundation at Sephora is pretty good. But then I remembered all the drugstore foundations that I love that honestly are around $20 because the drugstore is quite expensive these days. But I just feel like some of those look better. Even the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation has more coverage than this, but I just feel like that sits so much nicer on my skin than this does. I don't know. I feel bad telling you I don't like this, especially because if you look on the Sephora website, it only has glowing reviews. I find that a little bit sketchy, because why does it only have glowing reviews? But it's just not for me. Maybe one of my older sisters will love this. I'll give it to, whichever one of them wants it. It does match my skin tone perfectly, so I don't know that it's going to match either one of them. But, it looks okay. But I either want something that's thinner, that's going to give me the same amount of coverage, or, I don't know. It's such a weird formula to be so thick and then have coverage evaporate and then, magically reappear as it warms to my skin throughout the day. I realize I'm so sorry that it is literally my job as a YouTube reviewer to know how to explain things to you. And I'd like to think that if you're someone who watches my channel regularly, you understand what I'm trying to say to you. But I'm really not doing a great job of being eloquent with this one, because it's meh. I just feel like you could do so much better. It's not awful. It truly is not awful. And like I said, the more I wear it, the more my skin sort of mixes with it and looks better. But when I first put it on this morning, I really hated how it looked. It really felt clumpy and gross, and it didn't even give me enough coverage to be worth being clumpy and gross. But it got better throughout the day, and actually I've been trying a fair amount of masks on today, and I didn't notice it transferring to any of them, which is a benefit. So overall, I don't hate it. If someone had given this to me as a gift, I would accept it gladly. But if stores were open right now, I would go return this. And I honestly can't think of who or what skin type I would recommend this to, because it's just, you could do better. You really could do better. Either of the Fenty foundations, the Too Faced Born This Way, like I said, is very similar to what I think this is trying to do. e.l.f., the Flawless Finish Foundation, the L'Oreal Lumi Foundation. I just don't think this is doing a very good job at what it's trying to do. Anyway, I really appreciate your patience with me as I try to find the words to explain to you how I feel about foundations. As you know, I'm not a professional anything, really. And I'm definitely not a professional when it comes to makeup. I'm just a girl sitting here trying on makeup for you, but this is another foundation that I just don't love. And to me, it's just not worth it. You should save your money and buy a nicer foundation, even if that foundation is more expensive. Spend the money and like it more, And again, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already. And I will see you next time. Bye!